Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe0nhead audience. You're all gremlins.
I'm not a gremlin! That's Shoe0nhead too! Hi YouTube, welcome back in hell. My name is Cypress, and today we'll be watching a video by Shoe0nhead. This is this the average male fantasy?
Men, what do they want? Money?
Good question.
Status? Fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once?
Hell yeah!
Oh no, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
Ah, yes. I've seen this. How cute. I've never watched this anime though. It looks cute though, these clips that I've seen.
This is literally just a fact.
Oh yes is what I said, yep.
I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
I don't even know why they say that. Is it just because she happens to be disabled? But I don't think it's about the fact that she's disabled. I think it's about the fact, like, how happy they look together, right? It's not about the fact that she is fucking disabled.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post.
I think I saw exactly the same post.
A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this.
I really just think that the women that saw this are taking this like completely wrong. It's not the fact that she's disabled, right? It's like, I guess how pure and loving the relationship looks, because when I look at it, I also feel fluffy inside when I see the clips of it.
Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets.
Oh, I can't wait
to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes, no, I'm kidding.
Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix. Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I'm
counting it.
A lot of anime. But because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it?
Yeah, what was wrong with it?
Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is.
Also a little scared.
Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
You can't be serious.
Oh.
What?
Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you.
I find it so funny that this is the conclusion that they come up with. They literally say nothing except male fantasy, average male fantasy. These words were nowhere. It also wasn't really showing in the clip either.
Where are these fan fictions coming from?
This is what I'm saying.
Tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions?
I don't know, man.
Who actually watched the movie,
something wrong with
Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some like vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong. She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies,
Damn, I think I really need to watch this, man. You're convincing me.
at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead. He's already got his shit together, and she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good?
Yes,
Have I been
yes.
sleeping on anime this entire
Yes! His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly depend on him, but can still make it. What the f? Where did this come from? You're seeing a 50-second clips of these two people just being really happy. Both the guy and the girl. Where did the sandwich come from?
After watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this?
I don't know. I wonder if they also think that about like an actual couple with a disabled woman, if that's like the first thought that they have when they see that. Like, it's actually really disgusting that that's the first thing you think about when you see a happy couple. Yes, one happens to be disabled, but why is that what you think of it? Can people that are disabled not have someone that actually genuinely loves them, regardless if they're disabled or not? Does it have to be that the person that loves someone that happens to be disabled, why is it immediately a fetish? You're kind of weird for thinking that.
These are very clearly just two happy people.
Yeah.
But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this.
I don't like to say this, but like, how low is your IQ that you come up to that conclusion? I don't understand how you can see a clip like that with a caption like that. Yes, the girl is disabled, but what do you see in the clip? A girl and a guy being extremely happy together, having fun together. The girl doesn't seem miserable or anything like that at all. It is the complete opposite. And your first thing is, oh, the guy is fetishizing him. Like, come on.
The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
What's this abuse?
I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist. The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love and
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is like absolutely disgusting. So just because that person happens to be disabled, that means that everyone that they will have a romantic relationship with is automatically someone that has a fucking fetish. Weird. I also feel the same way about people that say that it's disgusting when a guy has a relationship with a girl that's really short. And maybe that is because I'm also really short, but I just need to say it. Why does that immediately mean that the guy is, you know, that word that I'm not allowed to say here right now? You're fucking weird.
the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend.
Healthy and normal girlfriend? Are they saying that she is not normal?
Do you think they'll be able to handle disabled person
What?
as their lover? Whoa. Normal?
Yeah!
What do you mean by normal?
What the f?
People are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat?
Yeah, I'm Chad. You can call me Chad. It's
Chad?
fine.
I don't
Yes.
even live stream. Who's Chad?
I'm Chad. I'm Chad now. It's fine.
I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled.
These people are not 100%, man. These people are crazy.
Your meds,
Yeah.
schizo.
Yes.
You don't even know that f***ing guy.
This is what I'm saying. Fucking weirdos.
What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled?
Like, I cannot fathom. How does your brain go to that conclusion? Nothing, absolutely nothing in that clip even gives like a little hint of abusing. I don't know how you come up with that shit. Maybe you want it to be like that.
Who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people.
Where did she pull up those stats?
The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work.
Wait, wake up, take a shit, get out of bed. So they shit in bed? I'm sorry.
Come home and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men.
Yes.
Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from?
Yes.
So close. This is fetish content.
Oh god.
Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick
Ew, disgusting. Red flag, red flag.
is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert.
I don't understand that people do not have the capacity to think about the fact that it's not about that she is disabled, but that she is happy with the guy. How can you not understand that? I don't know how you can't understand that. It's like something even a child can understand, like, I feel.
A cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop
No,
watching
they're not.
porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Whatever the fuck.
Why do you know that? What is that?
I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush.
I mean, that is true. I do read some... I don't know if I should say this. I will just keep you guessing.
Literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's
Yeah, no, there's, of course, there are people like that, but like, why are we pretending like it's the majority of males? There's always gonna be bad people in the world. Bad men and bad women. Why do these people always want it to be that all men are like that?
nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it.
Yes.
Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy?
Isn't it just having a very happy and loving relationship where your partner appreciates you and you appreciate your partner and you do like stuff for each other because you love each other?
The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved.
Exactly. Fucking dumbasses. Sorry.
But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat.
This is such a fucking dumb thing to say, man. This is just fucking preferences. You know, in my culture, people actually like it if you're more on the heavier side. So this is like, put this in the trash. Put all this in the trash.
The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag-maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older
that true?
is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
This is also fucking crazy to say, and I see this like all the time on fucking Twitter. This is what I was talking about. And I was like specifically talking about my height before, right? Like people will say like, oh, that guy is a PDF file, you know? Because that girl is small, so she looks like a child. How can you be attracted to that? And now you're saying the exact same thing, only because she doesn't have breasts. Fucking crazy.
First of all, a really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties.
This is like also crazy because like we're all talking about like, oh, body positivity. Where's the body positivity in this? Some women have breasts, some women don't have breasts. Get over it.
When anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and
Yeah.
can win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled.
They 100%
also, like,
would.
Adult women can be flat-chested, right?
I just think they hate themselves, the people that make comments like this.
Human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe0nhead channel. All titties is good titties. End of
Titties
story.
is titties.
Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck.
Oh my god.
Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side.
Yeah, she isn't that short in comparison to him.
She's like a full-grown adult woman.
She just happens to not have any breasts.
This and immediately think of child rape. Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child.
No, she actually does look like an adult.
This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the e-thots, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work,
and you think about her
for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. Women are full of hate and SSRIs, but they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history.
There's a correlation. The hotter they are, the more I'm kidding.
Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex.
But we just saw that it's not big titty woman.
Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
That's actually not my fantasy at all. I've never thought about wanting my partner to track my period.
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our period.
It does not at all. Never thought about that, actually. Like, yes, of course, I would like my partner when I'm on my period, you know, to be nice to me. I actually would like my partner to be nice to me all the damn time, but never thought about, like, oh, I want my partner to track my period for me. I'd rather do that myself.
Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids.
I think I would actually be so fucking annoyed.
They to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're projecting. I think it's happened to you, and I'm very sorry that it happened to you, but that is your own experience, and that doesn't mean that every man out there is like that. Because at the same time, and I also find funny about these comments, right? Like in this one, men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready, or their son when he's misbehaving. Aren't you saying that your son is gonna be exactly like this guy? That is also something that I find like really funny. Like, did you think about that? That's what you're saying? Because all men pretend and then they beat their wives? Like, that just hurts my brain.
But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience.
I am good man.
Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe0nhead audience. You're all gremlins.
I'm not a gremlin! Not Shoe0nhead too.
A woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent. You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
That's not my fantasy. Of course, I do not want that, but that's not what I'm fantasizing about.
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here.
Oh, God.
Oh, God damn it.
I hate both sides of these people. You have these ladies over here that talk like this, but there are a ton of guys that talk like this too about women. I hate both of you. Stop it.
We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Apparently
yes,
it is.
Oh, look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So, here's the thing, that, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe.
What are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now?
A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well.
I wanted to say this what I said. I saw those clips and I felt so fluffy inside. I fucking love this shit. I would love it if a guy would treat me like that.
A man loving you for who you are, despite your flaws.
Hell yeah.
Literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on
I would love it if a guy would do that to me.
Adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy?
They just want to shit on men, that's it. They just want to shit on men at every opportunity that they got.
Not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now those yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman. Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango?
I love mangoes.
Oh, no.
It's mango from now on. Love them.
Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people.
I get it though, like, I'm not saying that I think this is a good thing, but it is like, when you have your partner, right? And at first, your partner was healthy, and then suddenly your partner is disabled. You have to be there for your partner, and it can be hard, because it's not something that you've been prepared for to do, right? So, I think it is really sad, and I do not like that it happens. But I can see why that happens for both men and women, that they might leave
through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones with pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons.
Are we calling them semen demons?
Who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person.
All VTubers are sane.
People calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert. Least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the...
It's like so funny. Always when you disagree with something, you're suddenly, you're a pygmy, you're a racist, you're a this, you're a that, just because we do not have the same opinion.
Mainstream liberal feminist NPC line because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Number one, pick me! Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. God. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
I actually find it so sad. Like, I find it so weird because, like, what if you're disabled yourself, right? Now you finally see in the anime that, and you see, like, someone that is like you in there, and then people say, like, ew, this glorifies it. Ew. Like, how does it make you feel if you're actually a person that's also in a fucking wheelchair? Then now you feel like you don't deserve to be loved because that is apparently weird.
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism.
Fuck.
Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
Yes.
You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
What?
She's not retarded. She has a spinal injury that's not genetic.
Yes,
also,
dumbass.
I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy's non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay.
I find it so crazy that you see something like that and you're like, oh my, but I'm not a simp.
Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Oh god, this is like the other side where men are like talking as if every woman would cheat on them.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit to be.
Is it gay to love a woman?
On it. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon's story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see.
That is what I see too when I look at it.
Women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also,
that is really sad,
absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
go.
So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy?
I'm not a man, so I can't say it, but I feel like it is.
Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that.
My fantasy is 3 hot chicks.
How you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe0nhead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs?
That was really specific.
And I will see you soon with a new video.
Bye! Hi, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. I also stream live on Twitch and on YouTube, so follow me on Twitch or just turn on the notification bell on YouTube to know when I go live. I hope to see you there. Bye!